Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes game video. My name is Mace, the Mobile Gamer, and this video I'd like to talk about the top 5 things that I have learned not to do in this game. I'm a free-to-play player, so this applies mainly to free-to-play players. But, in my last video, I mentioned how, basically these videos are me sharing my journey in this game and how I've gotten to where I am, what I believe is useful and what I believe is useless. What you think is useful and useless may be completely different. You can think whatever you like. You may completely disagree with my list. But if I can help somebody out there in some way, then I will have accomplished my task, my mission. But this game, it's such an awesome game, and but there are so many pitfalls and mistakes that you can make. And the first mistake that I made was to think that because I'm a free-to-play player, I wouldn't be able to, develop a decent lineup. That's not true. The reason why I love this game so much is because there are so many great characters that are available to us free-to-play players, like Sidious and Luminara, and now we've got Qui-Gon. So we've got quite a good selection of strong characters that we can build up, and we can actually be quite competitive and do well in the squad arena, and we can actually complete the Galactic War. If we are smart and we're wise and we know how to farm and which characters to farm. So the second point, the second thing that I've learned not to do in this game is try to unlock every single character. If you're a free-to-play player like me, you're not going to be able to unlock all of these characters. There's so many really good characters here that I wish that I had, like Barriss, Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren, he's farmable in the higher level in the squad cantina battles, but there are some characters like Leia, that are really good characters, but I've unlocked her and she's at 20 shards, 5 away from going up to 3-star. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to promote her any further, I don't believe, unless I get really lucky. Quite simply because she's not available in for me to farm. She's only available in packs. So, us free-to-play players need to pick a core team and stick with that team and really farm that team, because they're the team that's going to be getting you resources. They're the team that's going to get you through the Galactic War. They're the team that you're going to take to the squad arena. So focus all your efforts into that team. Another thing that I've, just on the side note, when you finally do get to the stage where you beat the Galactic War, you'll get a lot of resources for finishing the last node. Now, I strongly suggest, or what I found really helpful, was pouring all of those resources back into the characters that helped me defeat the Galactic War mission in the first place. I got to the stage where I thought, Luminara is pretty high, Sidious is pretty strong, I'm going to start leveling up, some of these other characters. But that was a mistake, because unfortunately, as I was leveling up, the game would then pit me up against some really tough teams. And because I failed to continue to level up Luminara and Sidious, my core team, I would lose and I would fail. So I pour all of my resources back into my core team, and I'm going to continue doing that until they are maxed. And only then and only then is when I'm going to actually start developing and building up other characters that I really like Dooku. So that's another side note. So the second tip, of course, is don't try to unlock every character, but work out who your core team is and pour all of your resources into that team. If you're not a free-to-play player, you pay money, then you've got more of an opportunity to build these other characters up. But for us free-to-play players, stick with that core team. My third tip, or the third thing that I learned not to do in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is not to spend my crystals on the packs. What I would do is I would build these crystals until I got enough to buy a chromium pack. As you can see, it's 350 crystals to open a pack there. But the problem is, if I did get lucky and I did get a character like Leia, I think that's how I got Leia. I got her at 2 stars, but unfortunately, unless I get very lucky and I get more shards for her in the chromium pack, she's basically going to stay at 2 stars. I'm not going to be able to farm her or develop her any further than that. So the thing is, you may get some really good characters, but there is a chance that those characters are not farmable, and you're not going to be able to get any more shards for them unless you're very lucky in the packs again. And it's just a lot of work. It's slow work. I believe my crystals are better spent on this orange energy. I've already purchased 120 Cantina energy this morning already, and so the second purchase is going to cost me 200 crystals. I'm not going to do that. Every day I spend 100 crystals on purchasing 120 Cantina energy, and that's what I use to farm the Jedi Consular, who's on the third level, the very first node. I farm this guy, and then once I've gotten 400 of these orange coins, I then get Qui-Gon Jinn. So to me, I find that a more reliable source of shards. The packs, you might get really lucky, but then again you might not. So I've chosen the possibly the more longer and the more drawn out process, but to me, I believe it's more reliable. So the third tip is, don't spend your crystals on the chromium packs. This is me speaking. I've learned not to spend my crystals on the chromium packs, but to instead pour it into this orange energy, which I use to farm Qui-Gon Jinn and the Jedi Consular. And so that's my third tip. The fourth thing that I learned not to do in this game is in the squad arena, not to attack too early. There's a temptation that as soon as you're able to start attacking, you go ahead and you attack, and if you attack too early, you might get up to a nice high rank, but just before the cutoff time, you're going to find that you will get hammered, and people attacking you will drop your rank, and you'll find yourself way below where you really want to be at. So the fourth thing that I've learned not to do is to attack too early in the day when in the squad arena. And my fifth tip, the last thing that I've learnt not to do in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes has to do with the Galactic War. Now, I've gotten to the stage where I can develop, I've got 2 teams. I've got an A team and I've got a B team. My A team, of course, is Luminara, Sidious, Jedi Consular, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Eeth Koth. They're my strong team. That's the one that gets me where I want to be in the squad arena. Now, my mistake previously was to start Galactic War with this strong team. And what I would find is, sure, it's easy to begin with, but towards the end, they'd be pitting me up against some really tough teams. I came up against a level 70 team once, and needless to say, I did not finish the Galactic War that day. But what I've experimented with a B team, and my B team is Luminara, as the healer and the leader. And then I've got Lobot, I've got Luke Skywalker, I've got Talia and Count Dooku. Now their attack is pretty low, their power is pretty low, but they're more than enough to defeat the first 3 or 4 battles in the Galactic War. That's when I start losing him. And the thing is, the game sort of looks at my low power level, and for some reason, when I get to the end of the battles, when I get to the very last battle, where I finally am using my full power team, my A team, I'm only coming up against level 60 players, or level 62 to 63. So, you know, I think the game chooses your opponents by your power level. And, you know, having a low power level at the beginning of the Galactic War, I believe, will influence the power level of your opponents at the end of the Galactic War. And so that's really worked for me. And for the last week or so, I've been winning the Galactic War every time. I don't know whether this is something that I've just, you know, I'm imagining, or whether it's, you know, it's real. But look, if it helps you guys out and you find that it really works, I'd be interested in knowing. Please leave a comment and let me know. But look, guys, thanks again for tuning into my video on the top 5 things that I have learned not to do in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Now, everyone's journey is different. You know, you might think that my points and my tips are irrelevant for you, and that's fine, because we're all on a different journey. My goal is to help you in your journey, and I hope that you would help me in mine as well. Leave any constructive comments, thoughts and opinions, and let's all grow together in this awesome game. Well, I'm Maester Mobile Gamer, signing out until the next video. Thanks a lot, and bye.